There's no such thing as a perfect house. And obviously, maybe then you rephrase, if you build a house from scratch in the perfect spot, given you find it, and you really think it through with an architect, yeah, you can build a perfect house. We're talking about a brand new house that most of people will not build. Most of people in America will buy a house that was previously built. So the reason I'm saying this, a lot of buyers, I've been working with buyers, all the agents, you're buyers, some of you are buyers, you know how it goes. Start looking and you have a budget, $400,000, for example, and can't really find anything because you keep looking at those homes, they're $450, and you compare the $400,000 house to $450. Now it's gonna look a little different. It might be a little bigger, the $450 one. It might be newer, might have a new kitchen, and so on. So then you go to $450. Now suddenly it turns out that at $500 you get something even better or at a better location. So that's like never-ending story, never-ending issue, because it's like buying a car. You can get something for 25, and then someone will say, well, just spend 5,000 more to get something better or newer. It's the same thing with houses. Eventually, ultimately, I think what you gotta stick to is you gotta have your budget, and at some point you gotta realize and internalize, like, this is what you can afford, whether it's $1 million, $500,000, $200,000, and you're gonna get what you're gonna get in the certain neighborhood or area, and that's it. And if you keep bouncing back and forth from one town to another, you can't compare, because the same house from point A to point B might be 5 miles away, will be a huge difference in the price, so we can be jumping. But I say, like, number one, figure out where you want to live. Like, you want to know what town you want to be in. Obviously, there's areas like around us, O'Hare, there's a good few towns that are kind of packed together, but still, ultimately, you make a choice. Okay, make a choice. Let's say just shoot an example, it's Schaumburg, just for an example, just a little bit west of O'Hare. And once you finally know you're looking in Schaumburg, and then you finally have your budget, okay, and you finally figure out how much you want to stretch yourself, then start looking and make decisions. There's no perfect house. No matter what you buy, it's $500, $700, $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million. Like, no matter what you're gonna buy, it's never gonna be perfect. There's always gonna be this or that missing. Maybe it's gonna be a bad luck, maybe bad view. Not exactly what you imagine. Like, I'm telling you, whether you're buying $400, $500, $800,000, I mean, it's never perfect. There's always something better. So, like, you just gotta pick the best and then make it better. You buy this house, and by the way, I'm a huge proponent of, and it really, this is my opinion, of course, depending where you are in your life, how old you are, things like that. I do always say it's much better to buy a house that's, I don't want to say that's in this repair, but at least the house that needs updating, because you get it at the lower price. If you're smart about it, you can fix it up on a budget and gain some equity. You're going to be right away ahead with some money. Some people, of course, are busy, kids, work, and maybe at the point in your life that you just want to get something that's ready. Yeah, go ahead, for sure, not a problem, no problem with that. But if you have means and you want to put some efforts to it, it's always way better to buy something that's in a little, even disrepair, fix it up, you save some money, your mortgage is going to be lower, you put cash over time to it. So that's what I would do. And going back to the subject, buyers are looking and looking and looking. This house too small kitchen, too dark, too bright, busy street, too small garage, detached garage, unattached. You know, like there is, like I said, you're not gonna find a perfect house. You find a nice house, you're gonna have to start thinking reality. Okay, buy the best you like, make it better, and then you love it. But if you are one of these buyers that have been looking for 5 months, there's people that have been looking for 2 years, by the way, I mean, really makes no sense. That just means you don't know what you're looking for. Technically, I would say it takes about, I don't know, it's really hard to say what an average time is or what the average number of homes there is that buyers look at before making an offer and ultimately buying a house. I'd say when someone is decided they know what they're looking for, we pretty much show them about say 7-8 houses, you know, because when you know what you're looking for and where, I mean, there isn't going to be that many options. Now, if you don't know, there's plenty of houses to look at. So definitely have your musts, know what you want to buy. If you need a brick house because you hate sided houses, don't look at sided houses. If you need a basement, don't look at houses with no basement. If you want a house, definitely want a house, don't get this idea one day that maybe a townhome, you know, because then you're gonna swap to townhomes, look at few, 2 months are gonna go by, and you're gonna be back on the houses. So make sure you know what you're looking for. Have that list. Do I want a fireplace? Well, that's one of the things you can add on. But do I want a 2-story? Do I want a single level? Do I need a basement? Do I want a huge yard? I'm fine with a small yard. Okay. Do I want my house to be a little private with some space between other houses? Or I'm fine with houses where I can shake hands through the window with my neighbors. Like, you gotta know this. And based on that, and I know everybody knows this, but some people keep searching and searching forever. And this is not to bash anybody. You know, some people are just not in a rush. That's another thing. But when it comes to houses, you gotta know, if you have this dilemma, you know, there's no such thing as a perfect house. You buy it, now you can make it as perfect as possible to your ability, and that's what you do. You live there, you sell it, you get some equity, you get some profit, you buy a better house, you know. I mean, potentially, you might be one of the lucky ones, get some winning ticket in a lottery, then you build your super perfect house wherever you want it to be. But yeah, if you're thinking that you're having trouble finding a house, you can't find the right house, it's not that there isn't a house, it's just what you want, or maybe what you would like to have, does not exactly exist within the budget of yours in the area, you know. And I'll tell you, it's just for everybody, because no matter where your budget is, if it's high or low, for the area, like, you're always, like, we're people, and we have this inclination, like, we always want more, you know. So if it's $1 million, obviously for most areas you can get a nice house for $1 million, at least Chicagoland, I say. There's still a better house, you know. So you can find a real nice house for $900,000, but I mean, we as people, we aspire for more. At least that's most of people. Probably that's not a good thing, because this is how we have this rat race in this country, that, you know, we just want more and more and more, and we're never happy. So just be happy with what you can find, make it better, you know, and that's how it's gonna go. I mean, a super ugly place, you can make it into a beautiful home, you know. I've seen places where I would think There's nothing that can be done with it. And it turns out to be a beautiful little cozy cottage a few years down the road. And guess what? The buyers did it all up by themselves with their own cash. Didn't really cost much because they did the work themselves. And now they got a beautiful place. And they're happy. And no big overhead, no big payment. Same thing goes for cars. I think cars are biggest and houses. It's just the cars. Car is easier to buy. So that's just how it goes. So buyers, let me tell you one thing. Before you go out or when you're searching for a house, do yourself a favor and really, I know people don't really do this, but do it. Like, it's gonna help you. Like, do a little checklist. Like, put down the things you really have to have and really come down with the town where you want to live. Like, you got to know that. And then start looking and then pick the best house, make an offer. If you really like it, put more money on it. Like, win the offer. The market is the way it is. It's in high demand. There's not that many houses in the market. There's definitely a lot of buyers bidding on same homes. So, spend extra money, get this house, even if you spend $10,000 more or even 20 over what you want to spend, and your mortgage payment is not really going to change drastically. It's going to be a difference of $15 a month. It's nothing, you know what I mean? It's nothing versus you keeping searching for homes for another 8 months, and then the prices keep climbing up, and then you pay even more. So look at this. I was actually walking here last night, and actually I was walking here also a few hours ago, and there was nothing. Now we have some snow, finally, I guess, in Chicago, and it's kind of getting cold too. But all right, listen, if you are searching for a home, if you're looking for an agent in west suburbs by O'Hare, west of O'Hare, south of O'Hare, those areas, Elmers, Wooddale, Addison, Glendale Heights, Villa Park, all the way up to St. Charles, I would say, give me a buzz. I'll help you. I got a whole team behind me, loan officers. Oh, there's some wind. I'm gonna come closer to the microphone. Attorneys, inspectors, contractors, they're all gonna help you. I'll help you find a house, I'll get you the financing you need, and just gonna turn around because you know what? I think this wind is gonna block the microphone. So I'll help you. Give me a call. I want new buyers. I'm looking for new buyers. And I really want to help you. And just give me a buzz. 773. This number is real easy. 773-344-8444. Again, 773-344-8444. And my name is Jack Pish with Remax in Elmhurst. And thank you for listening. Bye.